Hey guys.
Konnichiwa. Happy middle of the day.
Happy middle of the day. Which means it is in the wee hours of the morning / night / why are we awake?
Why? Interestingly, we had talked about doing middle of the day Facebook Lives for the weekend, but we envisioned that being like we would wake up early and do them.
Not stay up until 4 a.m.
Yeah. So here we are.
Hi.
So we are still in Japan, and we're going to talk about the highlights of what, Saturday? Saturday.
Right. Even though it's well into Sunday for us now.
Yes. And let's see. First thing, if you were with us last night, we were staying in Shibuya, and first thing that had to happen this morning was we had to drop off our stuff in Shinjuku. So got out of our hotel and headed across town. And from a highlight standpoint, I guess that's all we're gonna say about that.
Yep.
Took us a while.
Right.
It took us like 2 hours to get 3 miles. There was some
Literally
wandering
2
involved
hours,
there. So
literally for 3 miles.
if you watch beyond the highlights, we'll go into the details of what happened there.
Yeah.
So then we checked into our new place. It's an Airbnb, and it's an apartment. So different than our apartment style hotel that we stayed in Kyoto. Like, this is we're in an apartment building.
Yeah.
It's great. I like it. And the people that we rented it from were fantastic. Like, really helpful. Walked us over here. Gave us a lot of really great information.
Very friendly.
Yeah. It was a really good experience. So really liking our accommodation so far. Then what?
And then last highlight for the day is we had a bit of an unusual dinner situation tonight, in that we didn't leave for dinner until after midnight and didn't really get to our dinner, our planned dinner location until 1 a.m.
Yeah.
Even though, then we were seated right away, so that was cool.
Yeah, there was no wait.
Yeah.
And I've got to say, the streets were super busy.
Still hopping.
Yeah, lots of people still out and about, even when we came back after dinner.
Yeah.
So, that's the highlights. The afternoon, there's not a lot of highlight action in there.
Yeah.
We actually split up for a while and kind of did our own thing. So we'll go into that if you want to keep watching. But if not, them's are the highlights.
Bye.
So thanks for watching. And we'll see you tomorrow. But if you want to hang out, we'll jump back to the beginning of the day.
Here we go.
On Love Hotel Hill.
On Love
Shibuya.
Hotel Hill. So we woke up in our hotel. I don't know what time you woke up, but I had my one set for 10.
Yeah, I got up around then.
Okay.
Maybe a little bit later. I don't know.
Then, really started, at least I really started moving when we got the 30-minute phone call from the front desk.
And I was up by then.
Yeah. Yeah, you were already up moving around.
Yeah.
I was, I think, on my iPad. Yeah, we got the 30-minute phone call saying...
Get out.
Yep. You got until 11. So we got ready real fast. Looks like we disappeared for a second. We appear to be back, though. So...
Oh. Hello.
Yeah.
Don't know what happened there.
So we did barely make it out of our room in time.
Just barely.
Yeah.
I was putting on my shoes in the hall, and Jared was running downstairs to drop off the key.
Yeah, it seemed like they were pretty serious about us being out on time.
Yeah, we didn't want to test the...
oh, you owe us another however much money.
X amount of yen.
Yeah.
We don't know. So got out of there, and we're sort of okay, now where do we need to go? And so we had our luggage, and check-in for our Airbnb wasn't until 4. We had a window from 4 to 8. And we wanted to check our bags somewhere so we wouldn't be dragging them around town all day. Although that
is what we did. We dragged them around town all day.
That's what it feels like. Even though when we looked at the times, the time that we were actually dragging stuff around, it was only a couple of hours, but it felt so much longer than that.
It did.
So we looked into, we knew all the stations have coin lockers, and then we also found out that Shinjuku Station, which is kind of the big station near where we're staying, also has a couple of luggage holding companies that will just hold your bags for the day. So we decided to do that because we had multiple bags and we didn't want to look for coin lockers that were in close vicinity, because we knew all these stations are really big, and we didn't want to be well, one bag's over here and the other bag's over here, and then
we had 4 large bags.
We don't want to lose. We have 4 carry-on size bags. I don't want people to get the wrong idea.
They're bags that don't fit in the normal,
in
like,
the tiny lockers.
Size.
Like we need
you need the large.
You need
locker.
a large locker.
Large size.
So we didn't want to be like splitting up our bags all over the place and probably risk never finding them again.
Mm-hmm.
So we ventured out to Shinjuku Station to find the luggage holding service, and so we get off the train in Shinjuku, and then walked for miles in the station. Apparently, Shinjuku,
like a solid 10-15 minutes, just straight up walking towards,
if not longer. Like we didn't actually time it. We did some research later tonight and learned that Shinjuku is the busiest station in the world. 3.6 million people go through there per day, there are over 200 exits.
Over 200.
So really, that we found the place we were looking for at all, I think, is noteworthy.
Mm-hmm.
Because it took us a while to find it, but I feel like once we found that initial sign for the bus terminal that we knew the company was in, we were pretty on course.
Yeah.
It just took forever to get there.
Yeah, pretty constant go.
Yeah.
Go.
It just took forever, and it involved crossing a street and changing buildings and up and down escalators.
There's this giant building across the street from another giant building, and they're like, we're just gonna pretend they're the same giant building.
And then there was one case where we had to go up multiple escalators and then immediately walk downstairs. That's your only option once you got off the escalator, was then to walk downstairs.
Yep.
Oh.
Craziness.
So we get to the counter and are immediately told that they're full and they don't have any room for us. And that was a downer.
Yeah.
It's important to point out that at this point we have not eaten anything since 1 a.m. the night before.
Yeah.
And it's now past noon,
yeah.
and we've been hauling our stuff. So we sort of stood outside that company for a while, and we're trying to figure out our next move. And luckily at this point I checked in with our Airbnb hosts, and just to let them know, because they had emailed me the night before and were sort of we're looking forward to your stay. Let us know what time you're going to be here. So I messaged them. Oh, and by looking at that message, I was reminded that they have luggage storage. It's just in a room though. I mean, they say it's not necessarily secure. All of our tenants have access to it. But at that point we were that sounds great. Let's do that. So I told them we were going to come and leave our luggage with them. And they wrote back and, said that our room was actually available, so we if we just came straight to their office, they would show us our room. So we started our journey to Lori, to our Airbnb, and
so we've actually skipped past all the existential crises I had today, which was in the middle of getting the message where it was actually our room is ready. I'm on my phone with Google Maps trying to figure out where the heck we're going.
Google Maps did not like us today.
It didn't. Not at all. It has us on the... Anyway, so I'm unsure of where I'm at. Apparently some people are opposed to the use of the term lost.
Well, for example, we were on this... At one point we were on this upper level, an upper level terrace of a large building. They're all large buildings here. And... Google Maps insisted we were across the street.
Mm-hmm. On both of our phones.
Both of our phones.
Yeah.
I think that
we were not there.
We were not across the street. Even though I really wanted to go across the street. Hey, Mom. And Jared was we can't go over there while we still have bags.
No, not while we have bags. Not before breakfast.
I was okay.
Now is not shopping time.
But we were right there. We were actually we were in a really big shopping area that I was familiar with from YouTube, and I was oh, but this is right there, and this is right there, and this is that department store. It's focus. I think the problem is that because so much here is above ground, I think that's one of my major takeaways from this trip is everything is up. And I think maybe Google, once you get off the ground, maybe starts getting more confused and doesn't know where you are.
And by that you mean a second story or higher.
But yes. So we eventually figured out, there was a way to get to our Airbnb using a train or walking. And
the train involved finding a station or going back into Shinjuku.
And we had felt we were done with Shinjuku.
That was not going to happen.
We're not going back
So
into
we
the
decided
train.
to walk like the 25 minutes to like drag our suitcases through the busy
Hi, Ian.
through the busy like streets of Tokyo.
Hey, Susan.
Hey guys.
Thanks for joining us.
Yeah.
And I will say, like, if there's ever been a test to luggage wheels, it is the streets of Tokyo. All of their, like, a lot of their sidewalks are
Like a rough asphalt.
yeah, or like
Oh, yeah,
bricks
Yeah.
that have been like I don't even know the word, like raked almost, so that they're like textured, which makes sense because at least I'm assuming that's so they're less slippery, right? That would make sense. I mean, you think of like UW campus, and it's got all those slick bricks, and you just fall right down. So they've got like all these textured bricks on the sidewalk, and I mean, imagine all your suitcase wheels going over that for like half an hour.
Yeah.
It was loud and yeah, just
I had to like loosen my grip on the handle so they didn't like vibrate my hands.
So anyway, that's us walking across town. We get to the Airbnb office. They gave us amazing directions.
They immediately like, come in, sit down, here's some water. It's like, you have no idea what we have just
I know, and I think he asked us as he was walking us to our Airbnb, like, how we got there, and we said that we walked from Shinjuku, and like, he looked horrified.
Even though, like, did you see in the packet, it like has
It says,
says that walking from Shinjuku is like an option.
Yeah, but I mean, he knew we had our bags and stuff, so maybe that's why. Oh, we're blurry again. There we go.
Japan might be bad for luggage, but I think it's worse for no luggage. Because then we walk around naked and get...
Okay, there we go. That was Jared trying to fix the focus, everyone.
Yes. Yes.
Not hitting you in the face?
That's
I don't know.
Yeah, it's not me, like, pretending to...
High five!
I have...
Anyway, so we were able to check into our place early, which was fabulous. Like we've already said, they were super nice. He walked us over here. He kind of told us like his recommendations for where we should go see cherry blossoms, because cherry blossoms are now in bloom in Tokyo. We're very excited about that. We still haven't really gone to see them yet. We'll do that tomorrow, later today.
Probably.
And yeah, he gave us good, like he made sure we knew where the station, like the closest station was. What exit. He was just great. Yeah,
very, very thorough. Like, walked us through the apartment and how all the appliances worked and where all the instructions were. Yeah, he was really great. So great experience with him.
And
we
then
were starving.
We were so hungry.
We
were like, what sounds good? And I was still really thinking about that meal we had in, was that in Osaka Station,
sure.
Which was like that
right.
that gyoza place.
Yeah.
And so we looked up gyoza restaurants, and we found one that was really good, like really highly rated.
Just straight up a gyoza restaurant. That's what they do. Like, I think they had rice maybe as well.
Maybe.
But, yeah.
Oh, they did.
Yeah.
So we went there, and we had to wait a little while. It was only open till 3:30, so we had to hurry.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, waited in line for a little bit and got seated and just ordered a big old plate.
Giant plate of gyoza, and loved every last one of
Oh
them.
my gosh. They were like, it'll take 20 minutes. It was like, yeah, 20 minutes to make and like 3 minutes to eat. It was so good. And at that point the place we're staying in now had an extra like Wi-Fi for us.
Oh yeah.
So that's handy.
Yeah.
We've been splitting one Wi-Fi, and if we split up, then only one of us can take it. But since the Airbnb has one, so now we can both have Wi-Fi, which is super handy. So we parted ways after breakfast / lunch at 3 o'clock in the afternoon, and Jerry came back to the apartment, and I went around and did some shopping.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yep. I hung out here for the rest of the day, working on stuff for the next part of my trip. After we leave Japan, and until Katrina got back later in the evening.
I stumbled across an art store.
I'm just gonna take a nap now.
I went to an art store. That's just because, like, not because I'm talking about shopping, but just because he's tired in general. I found an art store which was super.
Yeah, it's because I'm tired.
Super cool. And then I wanted to go back to that Tokyo Hands store because I knew they had a much bigger one here than the one I went to in Kyoto, and then went to one of the major department stores here to check that out, and I think that was kind of it. Like, those took a while. And then I texted Jared and decided to come back to the apartment so we could figure out our next move. And that was around 8:30, I think, when I got here.
Yeah, when you got here, it was, yeah.
Yeah.
I think it was just before then.
It was after
because
8.
Then I wasn't like, okay, I'm ready to go until
like,
yeah. 8:30.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then I took a nap.
Then Katrina took a nap, yeah. I was working on, again, another project, and while I was working on it, watched a Miyazaki movie that I hadn't seen before because we were going to the Ghibli Museum on Monday, and wanted to like get another one of those in. So I watched the movie, and Katrina took a nap, and then round about 11 or 12 or something.
Probably pretty close, like 11:45, like pretty close to midnight.
I was like, "Hey, Katrina, are we gonna do a video tonight?"
And you were like, "I'm gonna need food at some point."
Well,
which I kind of assumed. Honestly, I like assumed you'd eaten.
Oh no. I was just at that point I'm like, I'm gonna want food. If you want to come with me, that's fine. If not, I'll probably just walk to this convenience store that's next door and buy myself some convenience store food.
Yeah. So I got up and we decided to go have ramen.
To a ramen place, yes. How did you find it? It was just super highly rated.
I mean, it's just super well known.
Mm-hmm. I looked it up briefly, like just before we left, and there was an article on Forbes.com, and the guy was like, "This is the best ramen in the whole world."
Are we gonna say what it's called? I can't remember.
It's Ichiran.
Oh, thank you.
Ichiran Ramen. Yeah.
It's it is really famous.
Yeah. And to be fair, he got back to it in his article and said that he thinks it's the best ramen in the world because it's customizable.
That is a big plus.
Mm-hmm. So you walk in, you order your food on a screen and pay for it there, and then you get a ticket and you go and you're seated at a place along a counter where there are like these individual dividers, partitions between the places, and you can fold the thing back between you if you want to, so that you can like open that up between the two of you if you have multiple people there. But then in front of you, there's like it's just this like compact cubicle. There were like some glasses here with a like faucet for like water, and then like a gap in the wall where the kitchen is on the other side, and they like talk to you through that, but you can't see them. Actually, you can hear their voice speaking to you in Japanese. Side note, like eating at this restaurant was a lot like checking into a love hotel. You walk in, you choose the room, you go talk to the person whose face you can't see.
Yeah.
Anyway, so we get our food, and like they bring it to us.
Yeah.
The whole point. On the counter there at each spot, there's a pen and a paper with like the different aspects of ramen, where you can specify whether you want the broth like richer or less,
noodles firmer, or like whether or not you want like they add like chili seasoning or whatever on top, or my favorite, you can opt to not have the green onions, which is just amazing.
Yeah, which is standard here on the ramen that we've all had.
On everything. And I don't like green onions, so I always have to eat around it, which is a fun game, but it's really nice to be able to just like say no thanks. And one of the so it's like being able to customize like that, like really does give it points. However, I don't know, it wasn't our favorite ramen.
No, still not as good as our favorite ramen. But I think I would rank it third out of the 4 that we've had.
Yeah.
Like Ippudo, then Nachi, then
like from taste, like on a taste
Kyoto,
standpoint, for sure.
Yeah.
Like I don't know, like taste wise, it was just fine. It wasn't like the one we like really didn't like the taste of, which was in Kyoto. So, but it was a good experience, and I'm glad we went. Like this place is usually super busy, and so by going in the middle of the night, we got seated right away, which is great. So then we left the ramen place, and came back to the apartment, but stopped
in 4 convenience stores on the way home.
Like, it was still super busy on the streets. And, like, there's music playing, and, just people everywhere.
Yeah.
And at this point, it's got to be, like, at least 1:30.
Yeah.
So we stopped at a Don Quijote. I picked up a few things there. And yeah, it's super easy to forget that it was like almost 2 a.m. because there's just so many people in there shopping.
Yeah.
You know, and I'm just like picking up some mascara. 2 a.m. like you do. And then we stopped at like 3 or 4 convenience stores between there and the apartment. 2
Lawson's, a 7-Eleven,
and a Family Mart.
Yes.
Tracking down the perfect dessert and breakfast items.
Yep. We found them.
We did. It just took 4 stops. So yeah, that was anything else happened today?
No.
In that long day?
Mm-mm. It was so long.
It really was.
When we looked over like the notes for the day,
we were like, Gyoza was today?
That was today.
Shinjuku Station was today?
Gosh, I'm like falling asleep on the spot.
So yeah, I guess that's it, and we're gonna get up in a few hours.
Yeah. To go to a museum.
Yes, we're super excited about it.
Mm-hmm.
So definitely tune in tomorrow to hear about it. It's supposedly really, I mean, everything we've heard about it makes it sound really amazing.
Mm-hmm.
So we will see if it lives up to the hype. In the meantime, thank you so much for watching, and have a wonderful weekend. And let us know if you have any questions. And we will see you tomorrow.
Bye, guys.
Bye.